Hello, it's Daphne here, host and producer of the Transplanted podcast. Decided we'd just go ahead and throw a few words in here for the next few episodes, anyways. We have been completely backlogged with episodes. I'm looking right now, and I think I got 7 or 8 episodes here that have been recorded. We just haven't released them. There's just been a lot going, especially over the last month and a half. I think it's been almost 2 months since we've released an episode. So we just wanted to let everybody know, yeah, we understand that a lot of these episodes are behind. They are somewhat backdated, if you will. We have some, I think, that were recorded right around Thanksgiving, heading into Christmas. I think there's three from last year, and then we have oh shit, I don't know, another 4 or 5 from this year. So I mean, there's a lot that we've done. We just haven't got caught up on yet. We just wanted to give you a heads up that we understand these are from the past. We just wanted to give you context that these have been recorded whenever they were recorded. Um, we're trying to play catch up. Like I said, there's a lot that's happened. We moved offices. There's also been some different medical issues that we've been running into. You probably see my crutches back here. I'm almost full time on crutches right now. We're in and out of the hospital and doctor's offices a lot. Like, oh my God, I want away from the damn hospitals. Uh, Anyway, enough of that. The point is, we've just had a lot going on. We've pretty well got to where we're ready to go again. We've recorded, I think, 2 or 3 episodes here in the last couple of weeks. We've also had, some people that canceled recordings for various reasons. And so this is just letting you know we haven't gone anywhere. We're still here. The other thing that you'll find is that social media, we got absolutely banned. I did anyway. I did. I got banned from several of the social medias, anything owned by Meta, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Threads, all of them. I got completely banned from. We have no idea why, where it came from. It happened over the course of 2 minutes, where I received an email, and then 2 minutes later, it was like, "Oh, hey, by the way, you're banned," and there's no real reason behind it, and I can't appeal it. So. Uh, Anyway, the point is, this isn't like a little bitch session here. The point is that since I got banned from it, all of our socials have been messed with, and it's been a nightmare trying to put this stuff back together. So right now, the transplanting Facebook page is not owned by anybody. I'm trying to get it back up. If I can't get it back up, then I am going to go ahead and start a new Facebook page for the Transplanting Podcast, and we're going to hope that that doesn't get all fucked up also. So anyway, just there's a lot going on. If you would like to be on our podcast, always reach out to me. You can reach me, Daphne, Daphne, Daphne at transplantedpodcast.com. My email is still running. I'm still here. You can still reach me on a lot of the socials. Just Facebook is the hard one to get me through right now. If you set up an interview with me, because I have interviews set up for the next several months, if you set up an interview with me and we have a date scheduled, but it was set up through Facebook, I probably don't have a way to contact you right now. So please reach out to me through the email or Facebook, not Facebook. There we go again, right? Yeah, reach out to me through the website, anything like that. Just find another way to contact me or reach out to me. You can also find me, Daphne Lane, on Facebook if you're just looking to meet me. It's got a picture like that because fuck, I'm sexy, gotta own it, right? So anyway, reach out, find me. Let's go ahead and get in contact again, make sure that we can keep these going. If you haven't been a part of this yet and you would like to, reach out to me. All of this is great. If you have friends and people that are struggling, especially right now, politics are really fucking shitty right now. uh, share the podcast. This is one of the biggest things you can do to help us. We're listened to in 18 countries currently and growing, and it's one of the most exciting things for me. I get to see all these stats come in, and yeah, reach out to us, share us, share the YouTube channel, the Spotify, all these things. That makes a big help. We are supported by Clear Noise Media. Which is something I'm going to start mentioning here over all the episodes. But also, if you would like to sponsor the podcast, let us know. We'd be happy to add some ads for other kinds of uh, support and sponsorship available. So anyway, uh, I'm babbling at this point. Reach out to me, Daphne at Transplanted Podcast. Thank you so much. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate your, I want to say reliability, but that's not the right word. Fuck, what do you call it? Where you just, whatever. We love you guys. Thank you for following us. It means a lot to us. And enjoy the episode.
Welcome back to the Transplanting Podcast. My name is Bear, joined by the lovely Daphne. I hope everyone had a nice, safe holiday.
Bear,
What?
you forgot my earrings.
I did forget your earrings
You did.
because I didn't think you were wearing any.
What?
I immediately
I even
noticed
told
them.
you I was going to be wearing earrings.
Well, I guess I'm in
Like,
trouble.
I pulled them out on this table. It was like, hey, let's pick a pair of earrings.
I did not hear that part.
You're such a guy.
I know. I just live here.
You're such a guy. They're fishy earrings, okay?
Are they?
Yeah. They're fishes in a bag. Like when you go to Walmart or used to go to Walmart, you could get the goldfish and they put them in a little bag. Yeah. They're little fishies in a bag, okay? And I got them because I was fishing you a Happy New Year.
That was smooth.
Right?
That was smooth.
Right?
Cool.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, well today we well I guess I better say I'm wishing a Happy New Year. Oh wait, I just did.
Yeah.
I
Good
just
safe
did.
holiday. Happy
Yes.
New Year.
So today's guest. Oh look, I had it over on her already. Okay, so today's guest is Ashley.
Yay.
You what? She's like, oh, I don't know. Do I talk or not? So Ashley, I met you at Parade in the Park down in Salem, and I was going around talking to different people in all kinds of booths, and I came over towards you, and you and I struck off a really good, interesting conversation. I really enjoyed it, and so I thought I'd bring you in because this is a topic that's not what you would expect. It's just it's different, and so I thought this would be a fun conversation. So
I hope
welcome
so.
to the podcast.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, we've been tabling at Pride in the Park since the first year they were doing it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't remember what year that was, but they've been doing it for a few years now.
I've been there a few years and I've never seen it.
Oh, well, it was kind of small. We didn't really have, I mean, our like tabling kit has kind of gotten better, and now we have like a banner and we have like a tablecloth that I made, and so, you know, we have a bunch of literature and stuff. And so, but a lot of people have, like, they don't even know CPUSA is in Salem or even in Oregon. And we're like, I mean, we're kind of getting out there. We're trying to
That's cool.
get out there a little bit and do more things. We're still really small. We have only a few actually active members. And so,
Yeah. Okay, so let's just go ahead and break open the egg. Sure, why not? We're going to open the basket here. It was the Communist Party.
it is the Communist Party of the United States of America, CPUSA.
Yeah. So I have met a few individuals over the course of my life that went along the same identity, I'm going to say, as communist, but I've never sat and had real long conversations. And you and me were having a really engaging conversation about communism, what it is, what it looks like, and how does the queer and trans community fit within that. So let's start off with communism. Like, what is it? Is it because you hear about it? Russia is communism, Russia, right? Or communist China, whatever.
Okay.
But then you guys were there almost as a party.
So we are a party. It's a, communism is like a socioeconomic system, kind of like capitalism. It's what we see as the what should naturally come after capitalism. Capitalism was great to get us out of feudalism, and that was like
What's feudalism?
so feudalism was, with serfs and lords and, peasants, the peasantry. And so
Okay.
that capitalism helped like ramp up the forces of production. People could make more, do more. And I mean, ideally, when you have a surplus of goods and services that should make life easier for people, but because it's capitalism, they're just like, no, you guys work more, and then we reap all, the bourgeoisie, the capitalist class, they reap all those rewards.
I mean, to be fair, though, this is something that's been happening through all the ages, where you have like this buying and selling and trading of goods has been a thing for all ages.
But that's not capitalism.
Why?
So capitalism is really like basically the hoarding of wealth and the profit motive, not just exchange of money for goods and services. And so, like I said, capitalism, it with the Industrial Revolution, that really did move us out of feudalism and serfdom, and so people could have their own individual lives outside of the family, outside of the farm, and go and work and do all these things. But then, it basically always goes towards fascism.
I mean, but people have always been able to go out and do their farming and go out and do these things, right? And so, and I would say that there's an argument to that there has always been accumulation of wealth over the ages. Right, whether it's through kings and whatnot, or through whatever business leaders, right? I mean, we can go all the way back to, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking biblical era, and you're going to have people that had money, and they were trading goods and services, prostitution, for example, right? You'd have people, they were trading other people for money. Slavery would be another one that could fit in there. You can also get into textile goods, tobacco. Like, this is something that's been going on for a long time, where people have been able to trade money for goods, and you have owners of these different companies that are collecting wealth and whatnot. So I don't see how the difference came in, other than through capitalism, it made more access for more people.
Well, it kind of like, it took people could now become like wealthy without having like nobility, or basically the nobility and that kind of status, and it went to the Burges, and like these people. So it liberated a certain class, and then it just kind of ran its course of really what it was helping with society.
Yeah.
And well, I don't have to tell you that capitalism is really right now, it's really harming a lot of people. It's mostly
Why?
So the working class. All right, so now we're getting into class analysis. And
Well, a lot of people really believe in capitalism. A lot of the let's go with generalism here, right? A lot of the right wing, whatever, really believes in capitalism. So why is it not a good thing anymore?
A lot of people see themselves as like disenfranchised millionaires already. They say like, oh, that is something that anybody can do, because that's what we're told. Anybody can work their way up and lift them up by their own bootstraps and become a millionaire.
Can you not?
But no. No, and capitalism, the people in power specifically use the tools of capitalism to keep a working class that is oppressed, that they can't just work to the bone. Any tools that they can have to try to separate us, so that we don't realize that we're more alike to each other than we are to them. So that they can keep us squabbling and make us work to enrich them. And there's a lot of propaganda that goes into saying like, no, this is the best. The free market, it will give all the resources to where it needs to go, which is absolutely not true. All the resources are going to wherever the fuck those at the top want it to go. They're not, the climate is in disaster. There's so many people who are unhoused.
Yes.
There are so many people who are just ostracized from society, and that's reinforced by those in power. And it's just, it really is an awful, horrible thing. And the root cause of, I really believe that the root cause of all of this evil and all of this oppression is capitalism, even though, yes, there were always issues and stuff, but that just is something I did learn from my Christian upbringing. I'm no longer Christian, but from my
Right.
Christian upbringing is, the love of money is the root to all evil.
Yes.
Capitalism is the system for the love of money. It is about money. It is not about people. And so I really think it is the most evil system.
So I was going to say I would argue that going back to greed would be where it comes in, but I'm not seeing how capitalism inherently is greed.
That's how it works with the profit motive. It really cultivates the worst in humanity, because humans, we have so many aspects. There's so much potential for good and bad, and it really cultivates the bad, the greed, the cutting corners and doing just terrible things and stepping on top of other people, oppressing others for your own gain.
So, but if we go off of that, we're almost going backwards into slavery, aren't we? Because now we're going saying, hey, we don't think that we should have money. So, I don't know. Are we not going backwards by that? I'm feeling like I just forgot where my train of track was. My train track.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at you?
No, don't look at me. This is not.
Like, I mean,
this
if
ain't my strong point.
if everybody has the ability to go and out there and make money, capitalism if it's such a bad thing where people can go and make money, but we're arguing that greed is coming in and starting to rule over capitalism. Well, doesn't that go back to societies where you have the serfs and the I'm not finding words. But essentially where a few people have all the money and everybody else is working at almost in slavery type means.
Yeah, it kind of did take on that form. And so it didn't fix that. It fixed. It made it so that there was a big workforce, like in factories and stuff, and it did ramp up the forces of production and made it so that more people, I guess, could share in the wealth in a way. But then as it ran its course, it funnels, and a smaller and smaller few have the most and most.
Okay.
And it kind of keeps those people in power.
Right, kind of like Elon Musk coming out with just such an tremendous amount of money. I can't remember how much it is he can spend on a daily basis and still never run out of money for the rest of his life. It was an insane amount.
Unfathomable.
I mean, it's interesting, but if we go back to everybody else, or let me backtrack. If we want to go back to let's get rid of capitalism, and the next stage along that is communism.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Okay, so there's no big red communist button. You can press.
I'm pretty sure Russia has a big red button.
Russia is not
We will launch the nukes.
communist.
That was German, but I don't know. My
so-
accents aren't great.
All right, so your question is why get out of capitalist towards for
Why is
communism?
the next step inherently communism, or is it?
Yeah, no. So we believe it is that because it is like there's a lot of social science that goes behind it, and a lot of it is analyzing material conditions, where people are at, what they're doing, what affects them, why things happen. So it's actually really taking a critical look at the world and how people interact, and it is saying, okay, what is like the most humane thing to do? What should we be? Like, we have this society, we have all of these resources, all of these things. We can provide for everyone. We can have a society where no one is oppressed and everybody has at least their basic needs
And no one's on
met.
the street.
And no one's on the street.
Right.
We can do that. That is a possibility. We just need to baby step our way into that. So a lot of that is changing people's mentality, because they're so heavily propagandized into the what the current system is, and individualism in a way that is anti-community, basically. Me and mine, and I want to do whatever I want without thinking about the consequences to the environment, to somebody else. I just want to look at my short term, like what is right for me, and we're looking at what is right for everyone, and as well as the individual, but not to the point where it infringes on somebody else's rights.
If we're going to that point, is it possible to get to that point without it infringing on other people's rights?
It will, who the rights it's going to infringe on is the people who. So basically, we want no oppression. In order to do that, you got to oppress the oppressors. So I guess that's the infringing on. Unless you're thinking about something different, I'm really just thinking like the people you have to oppress is the people who want to oppress others.
I mean, but in doing so, we've now created a really strong government that is providing all the services people need.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've now made everybody government dependent, right?
Government. So the misconception with that is that it is a different government style, but it's not. Yeah. See, I'm not completely. I don't
you're good.
have the words to really.
Let's
is
put a disclaimer in here that you are here not as an official representative of the party,
I'm not.
and you're not the know-all of everything communism. This is just as far as you know in whatever.
But it's not like a different government coming in and like, oh, now these people are in power. It is an actual like run by the people. Right, because right now we basically have an oligarchy. It's the people in power are the people with the money, and
yes.
You can't. And it's not a true democracy. Where our votes, though, I mean,
super PACs are determining how different bills are happening, who's getting into office,
and that would. It would be flipped on its head, basically. Of course, it's like I said, there are just baby steps towards that. It's not like you can go from capitalism straight into communism. You can't just like all switch. Okay, this is what we're doing now. There's a whole transition process to that.
Bear, we should have found the big red button.
I know. I searched.
We have a big red button. We were looking for it.
I searched your car. I really did.
I have no idea where it ended up.
I don't know where it ended up.
Anyway, sorry. Okay, so there's not just an immediate fix to go over to that.
No.
Are you familiar about the communism scare that happened back? What was it, the 60s or
Red Scare,
Red Scare.
McCarthyism, yeah.
Okay, so what was so scary about communism then?
Well, it wasn't that communism that was scary. It was McCarthy and people who had capitalist interests and didn't want people finding out about what communism really is, because if people know what it is, they're going to be like, oh, obviously we need to do that because most people have empathy.
Okay. So if I'm understanding it right, then communism is just essentially we're going to make sure that everybody's basic needs are met, and then afterwards go do whatever the fuck you want to?
To an extent, yeah. So the end goal, they like to say that capitalism is the end goal. It's a stateless, classless, moneyless society. And then socialism is the path towards that. There's different variations of the school of thought on these like words and how you define them.
It's a lot of words.
I mean, even capitalism, okay, you could say like the end stage is fascism. But, we still call, even if it's not completely there, we can still call it capitalism. That's like imperialism, the highest stage of fascism. That's a book by Lenin, I think. But basically, however you put it, there is at least the People's Republic of China, they are led by a communist party. They are not communist. There is no state, no country that's ever reached communism. They haven't even been allowed to. They've barely been allowed to have a project to even try. They are, and they're doing their darndest under all of the outside forces trying to destroy them. But they're really just doing their best to try to move away from capitalism and go push towards communism.
I'm thinking you go back to China, Russia, people are directly led by the government about what they're able to talk about and not talk about. People are led in what they're allowed to do and not allowed to do.
Which makes me think of North Korea.
They're also, yeah. Which I think there's a lot of misconceptions, and I'm definitely not an authority or super knowledgeable about all of the things that happen, but I do know that there are a lot of lies that come out of our own media and so I'm not even going to touch what they do because whatever they're doing there is not what it's going to look like here.
Okay, but there's the argument to come behind it to say if they are progressing towards communism and this is exactly where they've ended up is in a state where the government controls everything, why would our communism be any different?
Because it's going to be because we're all a product of our environment, and a socioeconomic system is going to look like the people that create it. And so it's more like a template, not a hey, here, do these things. They're not like take this step. It's like an equation you punch your own numbers into based on your own social material conditions.
More like a guideline versus
yeah,
what's set in stone.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah. Like
here's a guideline.
yeah,
Pick and choose.
kind of like that. Yeah.
I like number 3.
No,
Let's amend
I mean,
that.
I like 6 and 7.
No.
I recently learned about that. It's just silly. Oh my god.
You're welcome.
You're banned. You're banned.
Yeah.
Okay, so guideline.
Yeah, and it does look different everywhere that it's implemented, and it's going to based on the people who are doing it and what their own like morals and ethics and what they think. And so like there have been so many missteps by people because we're all human, and you're not even always going to follow your own directions the right way or the best way. But what the most important thing is to always progress and always to self-criticize and learn from your past mistakes, and that is something that we take very seriously.
So I'm going to put an argument in here. Okay. People have money. A lot of people have a natural tendency to drive towards money and power. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's just something people want. Okay. If we're going over into a communist stage, people are still going to be pushing up to get into those power structures. Why would they not be like China or Russia?
So, well, you keep saying Russia as if they are currently communist.
Are they
run
not?
By, no, they are not run by a communist party at all. They are anti-communist right now.
Okay.
USSR fell in the 90s.
Okay.
So
they were communist.
They were socialist or pushing towards communist, or they were like practicing communism, basically, like a doctor practices medicine, I guess. So they had like everybody had access to housing, clothing, healthcare, education, food. Everybody had their basic needs met.
I don't believe that's the case in China.
They have eliminated abject poverty.
Mm.
And are you talking about China as a whole, or are you thinking about Hong Kong, which is very different?
I'm thinking China as a whole.
Okay, yeah. So the majority of China, to my understanding, they have eliminated abject poverty, and people have their basic needs met.
My TikTok feed says otherwise.
Okay, cool. I don't.
TikTok is the knowledge of all.
Sure, I'm not going to argue with you on what you've seen.
Yeah, because that's why I brought up
Sure.
North Korea, because there's been a couple of documentaries and people that have visited that country and they've illegally filmed, but they wanted to show what
Okay.
it's like there, and that's what I saw was, yeah, people are struggling there, and it's not pretty.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've also are under attack by everybody
the
outside
time.
all the time, kind of like Cuba. There's so many like embargoes
Cuba,
and all
that
of this.
was-
They don't have the ability to have their own like sovereignty, basically, to really thrive. They are doing fantastic under those conditions, I think, because even under all of the conditions that they are under, and like how they can barely get resources to them, they were able to make multiple vaccines during COVID, and they have like amazing doctors coming out of that. They have amazing medical program, and so there's still, and they have a really good like view of the family. It's not so strict where it's like the nuclear family. There's more. Yeah, they see family as a more fluid thing than our culture, typically does.
Sacred, maybe.
I'm really not
Sacred.
sure,
Yeah.
but it's definitely there's a lot more give there for different variations, and so I think a lot of these communist projects, they've done some really great things under really horrible conditions because they're constantly under attack. And so it's not like we've been able to see anybody do. I mean, there is no like perfect experiment, but they haven't even been able to really give it a good try.
So, is there an example of successful communism?
No, there has
No?
not. Nobody has been able to get very far, because of the immense force, mainly the United States, keeping these things from really going very far. Which is why I think it's very important for us in the Imperial Corps here to do our due diligence and try to stop those attacks on other countries.
And how much of what you advocate, how much of that is, I guess, would you call it modern communism?
I mean, sure, it's always kind of evolving, and people are always contributing to it and fine-tuning it and expanding on things. What Marx and Engels had initially created was like the groundwork for it, but then everybody who's picked it up and toyed with it since has contributed to it. And so kind of like in that Judaism episode I was listening to, where that's like kind of always growing and expanding and changing for the type of people who are practicing it at the time. It's sort of like that.
That was going to be my next question, is how much of Marx's work do you advocate, or have you just changed it into like a modernized communism? Because his ideals were having a classless kind of society.
Yeah. So like the end goal, which I'm not sure if that's achievable or not. And that to me doesn't really matter, if that absolute end goal of a stateless, classless, moneyless society, if that is achievable. That doesn't really matter to me because I'm never going to see it. But it's the push towards that. The journey, the path towards that is the very important thing, because that will make a nicer society. People deserve more than what we have now.
And I gotta ask,
Yeah.
if we could back all the way up, How did you get into communism? How did you get into this?
My husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he did all the legwork on that and the research, and then I mean he had been exploring other things, and kind of like he was chair of DSA in Salem for a while, for a bit, as he was exploring socialism, and then found communism, and there wasn't really a party in Oregon, so he sort of started that up again by reaching out to some people who just are in the party but hadn't really been doing much, and so we've kind of been growing since then. That was around 20. I think that was around 2020, and then I never really I helped him out with those things, but I never really got into anything until he really started learning about communism and things he learns about. He talks to me about, and so I really I really identified with it. I was like, I picked it up. I'm like, that is something I can really get behind.
Just
and
clicked.
yeah,
Makes sense.
and of course, there's just so much I'm still learning. It's only been a few years, and they say it takes 10 years to become a communist, is what they say, because there's so much theory that you can read, and there's just so much thinking differently about things that happens and makes you act differently and just see the world differently, and realize, all right, these things come together, and they interact with each other, and they act on other things, and it's really cool. There's a lot that goes into it, and I still don't completely understand. There's so much. I haven't quite wrapped my head around everything, around dialectical materialism for one of those buzzwords. That's something I'm learning about, and it is really fascinating. And I had never ever understood or thought about politics before that, and so that just started my journey, because it was something I actually felt connected to and felt that was right, like morally, ethically, because I care about the world, and I care about other people, and I don't want people to suffer.
I am so happy you didn't just wake up one day and decide, you know what sounds good? Communism.
No, the first time I'd ever heard
They're handing it out in cereal boxes.
Yeah, Cracker Jack box. You get your red button in there.
the first time
Your
I'd
spoon turns red when you dip it in milk.
becomes comically large.
Comically.
No, the first time I ever heard about communism, it was maybe, I don't know, 2014, and I just had heard a joke that somebody said, only communism only works on paper, and then somebody pulled out this big roll of butchered paper, and I'm like, well, that's stupid, it's still on paper.
Toilet paper.
Doesn't make sense. And I'm like,
One ply.
no, it's not like you're trying to take people
not a
how
shitty
they
idea.
are right now and then throw them into a completely different system. It's a whole push towards it that people are a product of their environment, right? For largely.
Yes.
And so and you get out of people what you cultivate. You get out of a situation. When people are in a certain environment, it makes them. It brings certain things out of them, right? And they act differently based on those different inputs.
Right.
So if you are cultivating the greed, you're going to get a lot of that. We do have a lot of altruism and empathy regardless, because that is in us. And so what if we actually took the time to cultivate those parts of humanity and really instill that into our society and did things that made people think in more community-based ways? You get a different society.
So why not just tax people a little bit more in the current system and provide the basic needs for everybody? You know, we offer government housing, we offer food stamps, we offer health insurance. You know, we offer the basic health or the basic needs for people with a little bit higher taxes. And why not just do that? Why is there any more to communism past that?
Yeah. So, basically, let me think about your question and how I want to answer that, because it is so those are social programs that are basically band-aiding capitalism, and any gains we make there can just be taken away. They're not going to be secured. So all the social gains we get are subject to just be taken away at the whim of the people in power.
I would argue that that's the case in every country,
Right? Okay.
capitalism or not.
So I think the difference is that when you start transitioning into a system that is that gives the people more power, it solidifies more things, and so you have to continue that push and put in policies and programs and things in place where it makes it really, really hard to go backwards to repeal the gains that we've gotten. It's kind of like when you're in a place of work and the bosses, they kind of control everything, but you unionize as sort of a workaround to give the workers more power. That kind of, and you have to do like contracts and everything like that, and that solidifies the gains that you've made, instead of just like, we asked for these things and they felt nice enough to give them to us, but they can just take them away at any time.
I mean, you could write it into any kind of constitution, or whether state constitutions or federal. I mean, you could write it into a constitution, and that would be that, wouldn't it?
Would they let us?
I mean, that is the question. But, I mean, okay, so if it's about more people having more power, do the people in North Korea, because we established North Korea as communist, right? Or no?
I believe so. I don't know a lot about it.
If we're going to go that route and say that that's the basis, I don't think the people there actually have say about what happens that way.
I think they do, actually. I think our knowledge of it is just very limited. So I don't think we should really discuss something that is so difficult to get.
Okay, China.
Yeah. I know.
Pick a country.
I'm like, that's fine. Okay. All right. So ask your question.
Okay, so we go back to China then, right? Spin the Rolodexes for countries. Yeah. Anyway, we go back to China. If we're going to establish that China is ran by a communist party, and we've said that their basic needs are met, essentially.
I think that's they've made a lot of gains towards that. I don't know how far, like,
because you said, let's say poverty is eliminated then.
Abject poverty, yeah.
Abject poverty. Okay, so we go and say this. How much say do the people actually get over what happens in China? Because if we're going to say...
I don't know.
That's an okay answer, too.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I am not the person to ask about these things.
No, and how many of those people even know that they have power?
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know what their voting system is like or anything. I really am not very well educated.
You're a baby commie.
I am. I am a baby communist, and yes, it is good to look at these other projects where people are trying to implement this thing, but also very much keep in mind that those are their own people with their own like history that they're bringing into this. Yeah. So they're doing something very different than whatever we would do.
Okay, I can go with that.
Okay.
I was just gonna throw in. I was just gonna joke like that's why you have the red microphone. No, that all of our guests who are in person have the red microphone.
Oh, it wasn't
It was
special
just
to
funny.
me. Oh, no, it's
Color coordinate.
Oh my god.
So I think the big next question is gender diversity.
That is where I was going to go.
Yep. How
Yeah.
does gender diversity, LGBTQ, how does that fit in communism?
Yeah, so basically, we want to liberate all people from capitalist oppression or any forms of oppression, and so that encompasses all gender identities, and we're really about. Oh, the words have escaped me, but we are really about making sure that every form of identity is like validated and
So if I
seen
validate as a
human.
if I identify as a woodpecker, is that validated?
Oh, that is sure.
I don't know. I was
I
just
don't
going.
know. Are you harming anybody else? No, then okay, sure. I don't get it, but you
I don't-
are a human, and we are not going to treat you lesser than any other
She's
human.
just gonna
Okay.
peck the shit out of
You
me.
know what? And like animals, they are very important as
I
well.
kiss a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
All pecks.
it takes all backs.
And here comes Bear.
But yeah, sure.
But not
So
a
there's
panda
a
bear
lot of
because he's not commie.
What's that?
But not a panda bear because he's not commie.
That's funny.
That's funny.
I get it.
It took me a bit, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
my brain's on dial-up. Connected at 4,800 megabytes. I'm the AOL disc everyone got in the mailbox.
Oh, I loved using those as coasters. They were so pretty.
Using them as coasters.
Or the People PC. Did you ever get the People PC
No,
disc?
I
Oh,
don't think
well.
I did.
We did, and that was even worse. You were lucky to get 37 megabytes per second.
Oh gosh.
3,700.
Dial-up.
So,
I got
yeah.
games in my checks box. That's what I got. It's a great game. Have you ever played it?
The little mazes on the back of the box.
No. So it was a CD-ROM that would come in the checks box itself, okay? And you put it in your computer, and it was a game. It was like Astro Blaster or something like that, okay? Not a sex thing. Anyway, so you like started off with you remember the 3D maze screensaver or whatever, and it would just go through the maze. Yeah, so similar to that, okay. But you would go through this thing. You're going through essentially a spaceship, and you're shooting the aliens that are there. But like it doesn't start off with like a gun. You start off with like a spoon, and your spoon like shoots the people. It's a real thing. I am going to show you this game.
I wouldn't want to spoon an alien.
Oh, good point.
Aliens with spoon heads as Cardassians. That's where my head went. Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
Star Trek. Deep Space Nine.
I did not go there.
I'm thinking of Doug, where he had the cartoon Doug, where he had the belt on his head.
He's going to be
It
big,
was
big,
Quail
big.
Man.
Oh, I
Quail
remember
Man.
that.
And he had a belt on his head. Yeah, he did. Kind of like hung out like that.
I just remember like the Dougie Doug movie, like the commercials were like, it's gonna be big, big, big. That's all I remember.
Oh, man. The 90s were wild.
Sure.
Just sure.
For sure.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
90s were wild.
My mom said for sure the other day over a text. It was really weird.
It's totally rad. I've been hearing rad come back more.
I say rad.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm around more and more people that they go, it's rad, and I'm like, I haven't heard that in a long time, but it's coming back.
Yeah, the other day I said far out.
Far
I was like, far out. Yeah, I think I was I think I was asking my sister for something, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I got that." I'm like, "Far out," and I was like, "Wow, where did that come from?"
See, I'm more likely to go to the itsthebomb.com.
It's bomb.com. It's the bee's knees.
Oh, I haven't heard that one in a while.
Bee's knees.
Bee's knees.
And then what did I say the other day?
It's wetter than a fart in a skillet.
No, I was something like that. Oh yeah, it was raining the other day. We went to go play pool, and it was raining, and some people were leaving the venue, and I was like, yeah, stay dry. It's like a cow pissing on a flat rock out there. And she lost
I
her
can
shit.
visualize
You
that.
guys
She
have
lost
the
her
weirdest
shit.
fucking sayings up here. I'm telling you. Like, in Arizona, it'll be like, well, they're not the sharpest knife in the shed, or whatever. But, like, you guys have the weirdest fucking sayings up here. the wet fart in a skillet, whatever. I heard that down the street. Like, this guy, like, just busted out in the middle of a conversation. I'm like, hold on. You can't just say that and, just keep going. Like, the fuck? Who says that? Oh my god.
Okay, try to get back on track.
Oh yeah, I guess we should do
And
that.
so it sounds like the Communist Party is open to all gender diverse and just want
Absolutely.
people to, and that includes, affirming care and all of it.
Yeah. In self-determination, basically. So, we want to include and make everybody feel included, and like they can have all of their needs met as well. And that's not just basic needs like housing, food, education, healthcare, all of that, but well, I mean, along with healthcare, like access to the healthcare that they need. And so I was thinking, okay, like what kinds of things I was actually talking with a comrade who was, who is trans, and I was asking her, like, what can we do, like what are some kinds of things that we can do now that would help the trans community, and she's like, really just like spaces that are like obvious safe spaces without like forcing you to be out or anything like that. Better access to gender affirming care, because there are a lot of issues with it. Yeah, go ahead.
Have a pride sickle.
A pride sickle.
Yeah, instead of icicle or sickle. It would be a pride sickle.
Pride sickle. I love that. We actually
Rainbow popsicle.
we have some stickers that have they're like the Hamsick gear, which is the Communist Party logo, and we have it all prided out. And,
I love that.
so it has a pride sickle on it, I guess.
I don't remember what the question was. I totally distracted from it.
No, that's okay. I was
all right.
just asking about, Communist Party is,
Everybody can
generous.
just
So they did not always. This is only like the last 25 years because,
okay.
like I said, we're all a product of our environment, and so they, for way too long, were kind of against the LGBTQ community and thinking, just the wrong things about it until they caught up socially and were like, oh, we're the wrong ones. Okay, let's all learn from our past mistakes now, and let's do the right thing now that we know what that is. So that's
All right.
self-critique, very important.
What did that look like? You said that about in the last 25 years. So the Communist Party, wasn't always on board, and now they are.
Yeah.
What was it? Just anti-trans, anti-zero rights? What did it look like when they weren't?
So I was
welcoming?
doing some reading, which you can actually do on cpusa.org. There's a
Noted.
there is an article, two of them. I was or a two-parter that I was reading called LGBTQ plus theory, history, and the CPUSA. That actually gave me a lot of really good background, like things I already knew, but then it just kind of really condensed a lot of like the history and reasons behind things. So I highly recommend. It's a really good read. But that they were basically talking about these two kind of paths that the were in the party, and so yes, for a long time they had the wrong idea, and so they were like, no, there's like a perversion. These aren't like good things, so we shouldn't be supporting people who have that way of life. And then there are also people in that community who had taken communist ideas and values to help them in that movement as well, like Harry Hay, for example. He and I think somebody else formed the Mattachine Society, and it was like the first pro-gay kind of support group that really pushed for a lot of change. And so there were some so communism actually, aside from the party, had helped in the movement before the party had caught up to where these people already were. They were just really ahead of their time and using the core principles and values to help in that movement. And then the party finally like came to a headway, and they realized their wrongdoings and try to make up for it.
And and who was the first person to change that? Like, do you guys have like a committee and you talk about those things?
Yeah. There's a national committee.
Oh.
That kind of they meet and they do things, and there's like this whole democratic process for getting like a diverse grouping of the people who are in the party to get into this national committee. And I'm still learning about the whole structure and everything myself.
Yeah.
But let's see, I think there used to just be one chair, but now there are two. There's co-chairs. But I think it's in my the article here somewhere who the chair at the time was, and he's like, hey, so people before us, they did not know what the fuck they were doing on this subject, and we are very sorry. I don't know.
Well,
if
it's
I can
cool
find
that I think it's wonderful that they evolved into that direction to where the community is not looked at like we're monsters, we're freaks, we're terrible, whatever.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's gotten evolved into a positive direction.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing that I really like about it, is that there is that push to always do better and to always kind of progress and evolve in a way that is most helpful for as many people as possible. Life is messy. It's really complex, and thinking about how things interwork and how people perceive things, and they're all their individual experiences, plus just the experiences of a society as a whole, and how we perceive things. It's a
That just happened. That just happened.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables, and so I can see how it can be really complicated to try to do the right thing when maybe you don't even know what the right thing is, but all you can do is try to learn. Like, I've made my own stupid faux pas missteps out of ignorance in my past. It's fucking embarrassing, but I try to not let it define me, because that is like, I learned, I was stupid. I was the problem. And then just try not to make up for that and not to kind of dwell on my mistakes, but just learn from them and do better.
Sure. I wish other people would just, I don't know, watch that episode of our podcast and just learn and, change your view.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a lot more complex than that. You can't just convince somebody.
Yeah.
A lot of times, God, there are people who can't even be rationalized with,
Sure.
because they have irrational arguments, or they just have very deep-seated beliefs, whether they're religious or not, and it kind of holds them back from being able to change their mind.
And sometimes they just sound like a broken record.
Yeah.
Just repeating, some, terrible things that they've seen on, Facebook or whatever social media. They just repeat that, kind of hate. And it's like, you don't even think for yourself. Like, why don't you try that first?
It can be difficult, especially
it's
with all of the media and everything, to think for yourself.
It's extremely hard to teach acceptance to anyone, really.
Yeah, I think empathy goes a long way, but if I am actually, I'm not glad that my parents are the way they are, but it has absolutely made me think about things differently, because even though they are very religious and very conservative, they Trump supporters, I don't know what their views are right now. We don't really talk about politics because it does not go well. They don't know my political views at all. Really, just that I'm don't have theirs. I'm somewhere on the left, but that's as far as they know. But so they do have some really conservative and harmful views. I have a cousin who's trans, and they're trying, like, in their own way, they're trying to be compassionate, but they're like, no, because God teaches that that's bad, and so, like, they have these very deep-seated beliefs, like, oh no, these things are bad, I know this for a fact, and because of this. And so because they were told that and they believe it so wholeheartedly, they can't open their minds, which is crazy, because my parents are also very empathetic, generous, beautiful people. Sure. My parents, like, under different conditions, they would not have these beliefs, right? But because they do, it's giving them these harmful, they vote in harmful ways, and were not accepting of my cousin. Not that they said anything bad, but they just were not accepting of him, being trans. And so, and then my nibbling, we call it, I know, or sobrinex, where we're not sure what we want to, how they want it, but they're gender fluid, and I don't think they know about that, but they did know that they were not straight. And that was a really big issue for them.
I'm a something.
So they said she is, gay or whatever. And so, to them, that was enough. I'm like, well, maybe they are not ready to hear more about their identity if they're not even okay with them liking girls.
Allegedly fucked an ostrich.
Oh.
It's from Letterkenny. Like the entire way through the show, like, it builds up over and over, but it starts off with, like, did you hear so and so fucked an ostrich? And the Squirrely Dan jumps in every time and goes, allegedly. And then over time, like, it builds up into bigger and bigger stories. And he's like, allegedly every damn time. So you can find, like, shirts online that it shows an ostrich and all it says is allegedly. And I just think it's the best thing ever.
I need that shirt.
I do too.
Yeah, I say that way too much. Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought all this food allegedly. Yeah.
It's like, what are you saying?
What? That's like $80. Oh, I can make that be like 35 at self checkout. I'll go
Or
home.
0.
I'll go home.
So it's really given me a different kind of perspective on just how people think, and you can't. It's made people a little more complex in my mind, I guess, because we know nothing's black and white, but
Except black and white.
well, even I don't know when you get into like quantum physics and stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
I was
I
like,
don't
wow,
know.
look at
I
you.
don't- You can make an argument against. No, I'm just kidding.
Knowing me, I will. I'm good at this. I will argue against anybody if I want to.
Just because you're right doesn't mean I agree. One of those.
Yeah.
That's me.
But I'm right.
Be right over there. Go be right.
I'll be right back.
We have a
BRB.
mutual understanding that you are right, but I don't care.
I don't care.
Okay, be
Well,
right.
all right then. There's my boundary. It is set.
Allegedly, you're right.
Allegedly.
We've decided to make this a two-parter. We have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. We want to keep the conversation going, and so tune in for part 2.